On July 25, 2006, then Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert met with the then American Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. What did they talk about? They talked about the new Middle East. This kind of idea and a vision that the Americans had about restructuring the Middle East in a way that would fit Israeli interests and expectations, and in turn American interests as well. The war on Lebanon was raging, and the Israelis really thought that they are going to win this one. Of course, they lost in the most humiliating fashion. Hezbollah became much stronger, and that new Middle East did not really actualize the way that neither the Americans nor the Israelis wanted. But a different type of Middle East also began emerging. Although Hamas, Hezbollah, and other resistance movements in various Arab countries continued to grow stronger, the Syria war has created a major distraction from the developments of these movements. And within that period of distraction, the Americans found a different path to that new Middle East, a path that goes through, you guessed it, normalization. So they began normalizing with the willing Arab governments that agreed to live in that American-dominated Middle East to serve ultimately Israeli interests. The Gaza war changed all of this. And this is why the real panic in Israel and in the United States. I think it is wrong to assume that the Americans simply want the war to stop, but they just don't dare putting pressure on Netanyahu because of the power of the Zionist lobby. Of course, there is some truth to it, but it's not so simple as that. Because if the war ended in an outcome similar to the end of the 2006 Israeli war on Lebanon, then any chances of a new Middle East will be completely thwarted. The Americans are going to find themselves in a continued path of decline, and a new type of Arabs are going to emerge. Arabs who are not based in rich, powerful, or economically powerful Arab countries, but rather based in Yemen, Lebanon, Iraq, and of course Palestine itself. This would be a nightmare scenario for the Americans, and this is why the US is very much invested in ensuring that Israel somehow wins this war. Maybe not exactly in the way Netanyahu wants the war to end, but a war that ends in favor of the Israelis. And here is the sad truth, at least for them, that this new Middle East will not actualize. In fact, there is a new Middle East that's emerging, and it's a Middle East that goes fully against Israeli and American interests.